ninth grade, I was a student at Lexington Rosenwald School. I stayed at Lexington Rosenwald from 9 to 12 for 4 years. Then I left there and I went to Allen University to college for 4 years. And I came back to Lexington Rosenwald as a teacher right after college. And I stayed at Lexington Rosenwald as a teacher for 8 years.
It made me kind of emotional because I actually got to sit down with these people and hear about what they went through.
This is our community. Rosenwald was literally like maybe 10 minutes away from the school, and I think it's just amazing on how like now our community and Lexington community knows about Rosenwald now.
They really wanted to make an impact, so they were excited to do the work for the community. I think the biggest thing that I saw out of the kids was they wanted to do the work for the community, not for themselves. It wasn't a grade attached to that piece, to the product. So it really was them doing work for other people, and it made the work meaningful.
I met Martin King in 1958, Andrews Air Force Base. I led the group to integrate Andrews Air Force Base in 1963.
Hearing it firsthand, it's a lot different than just reading about it. Reading about it, you don't really get that connection, but whenever we were actually interviewing them, you could tell that they experienced it, and it was just crazy to think that somebody actually had to go through this, because I've never had to experience anything like that. So it really hit hard whenever you actually hear their stories and what they have to say and what they had to go through.
All of them had like the same common theme, that no matter how hard like these people made it for them, like they still made the best out of it, and they had a really fun time, and they felt like excited or like happy that like they could talk about their memories.
Hear them say, I met Rosa Parks, I met Martin Luther King Jr. It made them realize two things. Number one, history is real, and number two, this was not that long ago. That there are people sitting in the room with them that experienced segregation, that experienced discrimination in our community.
When our Congressman Floyd Spence came to speak, and of course he was an alumni of Lexington High School. He's passed, of course. When he came to speak, she chose me to do the national anthem. There were teachers that got up and walked out while I was singing the national anthem. They refused to sit and listen to me sing the national anthem. So now we couldn't go to the library because we were going to touch the books.
Actually hearing a real life story, you're not going to hear that forever. At some point that generation is going to go away, and it's really good that we were able to keep that and be able to keep history.
It's so important because what we see now in our digital generation, you know, we can't go back and look at letters. And kids don't want to go back and read letters, and it's hard to read the handwriting and all that kind of stuff. So to have the oral histories where someone can just sit around and listen to what they had to say, I think that it keeps them alive, and it keeps their experiences alive, and it helps us learn about our past from all angles, not just what's in the book, but what happened here with regular people.
We gained a good sense of empathy throughout this. We really had to put ourselves in these people's shoes in order to create an even better final product than we could have if we didn't. And I think this has been an emotional thing for a lot of us, but we worked really hard on it, and we're all very proud of it.